Lately, I've seen a growing sentiment online, voiced by creators, commentators, everyday people that goes something like this. If you're MAGA, if you voted for Trump, if you stood by him through any of this, I'll never forgive you. It's a visceral reaction, and on the surface, I understand it. I really do. The moral failures we've witnessed aren't small. They aren't about tax policy or trade deficits. They're about hate, naked, shameless hate. Hate toward people for the color of their skin, for who they love, for where they were born, or what they believe. And I find that kind of hate frankly revolting. I have no patience for it. I don't want to hear both sides of racism. I'm not here to empathize with xenophobia. Some things are just wrong. But here's the paradox. I don't want to become what I despise. And if we want to mend this near unprecedented divide in our country, we have to be willing to reach across it. I don't think we've seen ideological polarization this deep since the Civil War. And that's not hyperbole. That's a grim historical echo. So let's talk for a minute about a term that's been thrown around a lot lately: cult. We use that word to describe political extremism now, but do we really understand what it means? A cult isn't just a religion with bad PR. It's a psychological machine designed to hijack identity and suppress dissent. There are patterns. I'm going to give you a brief list here. One leader, no questions. Supreme loyalty, zero accountability. 2, us versus them, right? The constant othering of people. Outsiders become enemies. Disagreement becomes betrayal. 3, doomsday or diehard patriotism. Only we can save the country. 4, truth control or truth ownership, as I call it. Any information that contradicts the narrative is fake, rigged, or a hoax. 5, loyalty over reality. Facts don't matter, allegiance does. Think of the difference between his cabinet retention this time compared to his last time in office. These new people aren't better. Hell, they're not even as good. In fact, they're downright shit to the last man, but the difference here is loyalty. They learned that anything less than sniffing his orange, rashy ass will get them fired. A sad sentiment, so contagious, it made its way through the halls in the House and Senate too. 6, history rewritten. Losses become wins. Fault is always external. 7, violence gets a pass. Threats are patriotic. Attacks are justice. 8, perpetual victimhood. Even in power, they're always under attack. 9, worship not policy. It's not about what they believe. It's about who they believe in. 10, isolation. Friends, family, media, they're all brainwashed. Only we know the truth. Does that sound familiar? Because it does to me too. Now let's shift gears and talk about another word: woke. Once upon a time, woke meant awake, aware, conscious of injustice, tuned into suffering, alert to the systems that harm people. It meant you paid attention and you gave a damn. These days, woke has been rebranded by bad actors into a punchline, something weak, fragile, annoying. But let's be honest, what they really mean when they mock wokeness is empathy. They're attacking the idea that we should care about anyone, about anything, about each other. So let me put this plainly. Woke means you noticed. You saw what was happening and it moved you. That's not an insult. That's a compliment. It means I see that marginalized group or individual and I feel for them. Which brings me to one of the smallest, most misunderstood, and most unfairly maligned marginalized groups in America right now: It's a small group right now, but it's growing every day. I'm talking about the ex-MAGA, the former Trump supporters. Yeah, you heard me. People who've walked away from Trumpism. People who've woken up in the original sense of the word. They are not my enemies. In fact, I'm proud of them. Do you know how much strength it takes to admit you were wrong? To leave a movement that defined your identity? To go back home to your community knowing they'll call you a traitor for daring to think? That's not weakness, that's courage. I don't hate people who leave Scientology. I don't hate the kids who escaped Jonestown. I don't hate women who broke free from the FLDS. I don't blame the victims. I blame the manipulator, the abuser, the cult leader. In this context, I'm not mad at the people who were seduced by Trump. I'm mad at Trump. And I'm mad at the cynical, power-hungry apparatus that enabled him. Fox News, Newsmax, the opportunistic senators and spineless representatives who knew better but said nothing. And yes, some people are too far gone. There are Americans whose worldview is built on generations of racism, homophobia, and fear. Trump didn't create that. He harvested it. He turned fear into fuel, weaponized ignorance, and gave people permission to hate anything that looked different from them. But not everyone stayed on the train. Some people, just a few, had the courage to look around and say, wait a second, this isn't who I am. Some were burned, some were humiliated, some just grew up. But they found their way out. And when I hear their stories, I don't think to myself, screw them, too little, too late. I think, welcome home. If I see someone leaving Scientology, I'm not like, fuck them for ever believing in such bullshit. I'm like, dude, good for you for getting out of there. So to the ex-MAGA, I see you. I'm proud of you. Thank you for the courage it takes to stand alone in your town, your church, your family. Thank you for walking away from the comfort of certainty into the chaos of truth. Because here's the thing, if we want any hope of a country again, a lot of people are going to have to come home. And if what's waiting for them when they do is just more hate, if we greet them with scorn instead of open arms, they won't come back home. And we'll lose them all over again. So be angry, stay outraged, hold people accountable, but don't confuse justice with vengeance. Don't turn compassion into weakness. Let's be the ones who remember what bridges are for. Let's be the people they can come home to.